Now, let me tell you, there are few things that are worse than getting bad period cramps when you're at work. And that may sound like a very personal thing for me to be sharing with you guys right now, but this issue is actually now making headlines. And that's because Spain has just become the first nation in Europe to approve a draft law that will grant workers the right to take paid sick leave because of severe menstrual pain. Now, for many, this is a step forward in women's rights, but the law is going to cost the Spanish government about $25 million a year. And joining us now to break down exactly what this means is Elisa Serafini. She's a journalist for Forbes Italy and Il Giorno. So, first of all, tell us about this draft law. What does it say, and who would actually be paying for menstrual leave?
Hello. So the proposal, as you mentioned, is something that needs to be discussed in the parliament. So it's something that is just a draft, but it suggests a 3-day paid leave for women who experience severe pain during the menstrual period. And this came from a very strong push from the society, especially in Spain, but in all Europe, to support women's rights, especially in the labor market. So it's something that might last a little bit in the discussion, but it's unique. As you said, it's something really unique in Europe, and it will be the first country in EU to approve this right.
So why now? Why is this draft law being approved now? What actually triggered this discussion in the first place?
So the bill consists in many other proposals, and they are about women's rights. So there is something about the abortion rights for younger women that used to have something related to their parents to approve the right to terminate the pregnancies. And so it's something that was made by the Minister of Equality to support women's rights. So it's something more circular. So it's not only about the labor, it's about women's rights in general. But it's something very controversial in Spain. Not everybody agrees with it.
Right, and I want to get to that. I mean, first of all, what will the cost be for Spain, for the government?
So as you mentioned, the government will pay for the companies. So it might be something that is about among 20 to 40 million euro per year, but it might be a little more. It's really an estimate because it will be applied not to all the women, but to those who suffer from the pain, from a severe pain. So it's really challenging to understand the real estimate.
Right, and the question is what qualifies as severe and not severe, because I think most women deal with some form of pain during their periods. The question is kind of what the level is, I guess, according to this policy. I'm interested because how would this impact women's access to the labor market? Could we see companies perhaps want to hire women less because they say, they're going to have access to more sick days than anybody else? How does the government actually control for that, and what is the discussion around that?
So the discussion about that is exactly this. So women might risk to have less jobs opportunity in a way, but in that way it will be discrimination. So the government needs to control whether there are discrimination cases or the law is applied regularly and legally. At the same time as the government will pay for this leave, companies will not cover the cost. And also in the EU, there is a big problem in hiring people now because there is the great resignation, as you know, also in the US. So companies really need to attract people, and they are applying. Some companies actually already apply this kind of equal rights for women privately. So they take care of this cost. So it's something that already happens sometimes in companies.
Well, what we do know is that Spain is not the only country to have proposed or implemented a law regarding menstrual leave. There are countries in Asia, I believe South Korea, probably more nations than that have already implemented this. So the question is, how much women are taking advantage of the ability to have menstrual leave. And again, I don't want to use the words take advantage because I'm telling you, this, I'm sure, that when you're in pain and you're at work, it is no fun at all. Nobody can understand that except for those who are going through it. But I'd like to thank you so much for joining us. Really, really fascinating policy. I'm interested to see if this ultimately gets implemented.
Yeah, we will see.
We will see. All right.